causing the other person to freely choose our proposal by using his way of thinking. Here are the stakes. The game is played by two people, a negotiator and a negotiatee. But at any time, each can call on players in his network who could help him to protect his position. The negotiator's playing field is with no doubt the most complex place in the world, the other person's brain. The negotiator's task consists in finding his way through this maze, but the negotiatee's ego is on the watch. A true minotaur will be alongside the visitor all the way by checking that the visitor doesn't change his initial scenario from moving from intention to action. Unlike the game of chess, where intelligence is placed at the service of force to finally kill the opponent's king, the Nego game is more like a game of Go. In Nego, the aim is not to kill your opponent. The negotiator's intelligence must allow all players to emerge alive from this game and ensure that he always secures the territory, winning without the use of force. In this game, it's always the negotiatee who moves the first piece. In fact, he began the game even before the negotiator had been invited. The negotiator has three strategic tools: questioning, listening, and influencing action. The negotiator is invited to play because the territory is not his. Therefore, in order to move forward through this maze, he will need to increase his level of alertness, neither to block nor offend his host. The negotiation that is about to start had never existed before. It is an empty space that will be filled minute by minute. Therefore, past experience is necessary but not enough, because the negotiator is moving blindly forward into the unknown, the uncertain, the irrational, and the complex. What counts is the next move. Negotiation is governed by four strange characteristics of complex systems. If we look for comparison, it's like a painting being created by an artist starting with a blank canvas. Once the colors have been mixed and applied to the canvas, they can't be put back into their tubes. Similarly, negotiation does not allow us to reset and restart. When painting, the artist, his brushes and colors all interact to produce a unique picture. Similarly, in negotiation, the environment, the players, and their decision interact to continuously transform the relationship between the negotiator and the negotiatee. There are no instructions for producing a successful masterpiece, nor there are any instructions for successful negotiations. The amounts of ingredients vary, and the negotiator can only improvise to drive the change taking place in the mind of the negotiatee. It's impossible to predict when the painting will be finished. Similarly, the outcome of the negotiation is unpredictable. This isn't a linear system with a planned starting and closing scenario. The negotiator is responsible for his thoughts and for his action. Generally speaking, he is 100% responsible for 50% of the relationship, neither more nor less. The way we perceive the situation makes the situations. Our perceptions are incomplete shortcuts that we often use to attempt to justify our strategic choices. The negotiator is his own worst enemy because he is governed by his own behavioral bias and patterns. The negotiatee is merely his game partner. We haven't been given a brain to think, but to act. To take decisions carefully, lucidly, with intuition, adaptability, and flexibility, we need to be aware of our own behavioral mechanism in order to free ourselves from our automated responses and prejudgment. For instance, if the negotiator is irritated, frustrated, or frightened, he injects information that will create an adapted response from the negotiatee's ego. This could block off access to the maze of his thought processes. But if the negotiator is comfortable with the situation, aware that anything could happen, he provides himself with the opportunity of setting the other person's ego at peace. Before the game begins, the negotiatee will have projected the outlines of his best scenario on the mental wall of his mind. It is he who does the drawing. Forcing his hand or trying to take over from him is unrealistic. Once invited to play, the aim of the negotiator consists in using the leverages provided by the negotiatee's thought process to help him visualize and paint a new painting on his mental wall. If he is happy with the new scenario, he may then act along the negotiator's lines. Through listening, questioning, and influencing actions. The negotiator can identify the leverages provided by the negotiatee's behavioral patterns, and thus light up his territory. All other guessings in Nego is pure illusion. The reading chart put forward by MyNext identifies 11 invariables that filter the negotiated thinking on the basis of the biological mechanism that control us all.